In the Avatar episode The Drill of Season 2, War Minister Ching to take down the Earth Kingdom capital of Ba Sing Se, but his plan had a little bit to be desired. Ba Sing Se is the capital of the Earth Kingdom. Well, it's one of the two capitals of the Earth Kingdom. You see, there's this other capital of the Earth Kingdom that also has an Earth King. The city's name is Omashu, and the king is Bumi. And I'm not entirely sure how he's the king. If there's this other city over here that's called Ba Sing Se that's bigger, and it seems like it has more power. But we're not talking about confusing political arrangements. We're talking about a plan to take down the city of Ba Sing Se. Now, Ba Sing Se is pretty well defended. It's quite proud of its two giant walls defending its city. And throughout its history, it has never been invaded. Well, there was one general who broke through the first wall, but he didn't make it to the second, so that doesn't count. Now, in history, we actually do have a lot of examples of more than one wall being used. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You get past one wall, now you have another wall to deal with, and you're kind of trapped in between the two walls. So, it makes sense, which is why it's been used. The question for the Fire Nation was, how do you break through Ba Sing Se's two massive walls? And War Minister Ching came up with the idea of a giant drill to just drill through. Now, on first glance, this might look like a good idea. In fact, this drill is so powerful, it's impervious to any Earth Kingdom attack. Which, I believe. I mean, it's made of presumably steel. I don't think there are many rocks that can break through steel. But here's the thing. The Earth Kingdom does not need to penetrate the drill to take it out. You see, in the real world, we have heavily armored vehicles. They're oftentimes called tanks. Well, I mean, they are called tanks. But there are other heavily armored vehicles too. And do you know how in the past we used to take care of these tanks so they wouldn't just march through our battle lines? We dug holes! You know, something that the Earth Kingdom is probably very good at doing, considering that they're a bunch of earthbenders. So maybe rather than getting like 6 earthbenders to shoot rocks at this giant drill, you know, maybe you could have dug a giant hole that the drill would either fall into or just had to stop altogether. Now, maybe Mei and Ty Lee could stop them like they did the 6 benders who were trying to break the drill, but, I mean, they could take out 6 guys, but probably not 100. Just put out enough people to build a big enough hole. Or you could simply go around the wheels, or the jackhammers, or whatever, and just simply dig a hole right underneath its feet, so it just kind of falls into those holes. And there you go. Job done. The drill is stopped. Woo, chalk up another one for the Earth Kingdom. But let's ignore that. Let's pretend this drill is unstopped, and let's say it gets through both walls, because Team Avatar isn't there. The drill is in Ba Sing Se, it's in the city, now what? The drill itself can't capture the entire city. The Fire Nation troops inside that drill are going to have to leave and try to stop the Earth Kingdom army, any kind of police force the Earth Kingdom may have, the Dai Li, and just average earthbenders who don't want their city to be taken over by the Fire Nation. To take down a city this big, you are going to need a massive invasion force. And they have one drill and a handful of tanks. I'm sorry, this invasion is screwed minutes after its start. They don't have enough people to take down the city. The drill can't take down the city itself. And on top of it, the Earth Kingdom could probably seal up the holes in the wall relatively quickly, trapping you in the city. Now, maybe they could turn the drill around and drill their way out and retreat, and that might work for them so they don't all get captured. But the point is, this would be one of the biggest blunders in Fire Nation history, even if it gets into the city. Now, I'm a bit skeptical of Team Avatar's plan, too. The idea of cutting through the support beams and then hitting the top of it really hard, I don't think that's going to do much of anything. Granted, I'm no engineer or physicist or anything, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is the most brilliant strategy ever. It could be, but I don't have a lot of faith in it. Now, the second plan of holding back all of the slurry inside the drill makes a lot of sense to me. Because what's going to happen is all of that slurry is going to build up inside the pipes. I doubt the pipes are as strong as the shell on the outside, so eventually those pipes are going to burst, and all over the place you're going to have slurry going everywhere, which could potentially get in between the gears. I mean, this might work, but I'm not sure.